Welcome to Michigan in Focus. I'm Scott McClellan, a Michigan and Minnesota reporter. With me today is Tom Gantert, one of the Center Square's managing editors. So I understand that you and your team are writing some stories on Flint's finances. Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Sure. We kind of took a look over what's been going on currently and what's going on with the pension system in Flint and their overall finances. And what we kind of looked at is, the state of Michigan took over the city of Flint's finances in 2011. That's when it appointed an emergency manager. Right around when the emergency manager was around when the Flint water crisis started. Now, at the time, in 2009, the city's pension system was funded at 68%, and they were overspending, and their budgets were in the red ink. So basically, what happened was emergency manager came in, and in 2015, the city took over again its own finances, and the emergency manager was gone. Now, what happened was there was a 2015 state report where the city council members and members of a City of Flint Receivership Transition Advisory Board, which was a group of citizens who were involved with getting the city to take over its finances again, both said that the conditions that led to that financial emergency are not likely to be repeated. That was 2015. Here we are 8 years later, and the same things happen. We said in 2009, it was, I think, 68% the pension was funded at. Well, we know now that the pension system is at about 28% currently. Yeah. And the city is back in deficit this year and projects over the next 3 years to have to be in red ink again.
I mean, is the city overspending? I mean, is it just spending more than it's receiving, or I know that Flint lost a large percentage of its residents over the last 60 years or so. What's the problem? Why are they in the red so much compared to other Michigan cities? Right.
And, they're having they're having financial problems on top of all the money they received, the, federal money, that they received for the pandemic. So it's a spending issue, but also it's, they are losing a lot of citizens, a lot, in terms of the drop. Now, currently the state bailed out the Flint's pension system this year with a $175 million payment through the state budget. Now, Flint's also applying for another $50 million from a state program that pays cities with stressed pensions. So, right now the city pretty much admits that the pension system's paying about $50 million a year out to retirees, while the employee and city contributions are between 30 to 35 million. So that's why it's accumulated so much debt in its pension system. The accounting firm that the city hired in 2022 called it massive leaks in the pension system, the underfunded.
What do you see going forward? I mean, I'm not sure how a city would fix a spending problem like this that's persisted over longer than a decade.
Right. The state's going to announce anytime now in the next couple of days, this bailout for the pension system where, they're going to get $50 million, on top of it. I see more of that, they're, if you look, they projected, deficits for the next 3 years. And they're not close to properly funding their pension fund. Program.
That's just my main concern with the Protect My Pension program. I believe it's giving out grants to roughly 145 cities to their pension programs. But I mean, if these cities,
those cities, to qualify for that program, you have to be 60% or more underfunded.
So in some way, there's a perverse incentive to be underfunded because you might get a handout.
And there's 152 we looked at that have qualified for it that are 60% more underfunded. Basically, what that means is a whole lot of municipalities in the state of Michigan that are promising benefits for the retirees and not coming close to paying for those.
Listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. I'm Scott McClellan. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.